why this book is different. When the idea to write this book first came to me, I felt driven and totally committed to its realisation. I knew I had something of value to share from a unique standpoint, which could really make a difference to the experience of people contemplating directorship, becoming directors for the first time, or wanting to be a more insightful director. I felt that if I could share my many years of corporate governance experience, working so closely with boards, perhaps new and aspiring directors could take on their roles and responsibilities with their eyes wide open, regardless of what type of company the appointment would be with. Be it a small not-for-profit, an equal representation board, government enterprise, tech startup, or an ASX-listed company. It is important to me that I share my knowledge as a conversation. I want this book to be interesting and engaging so that you enjoy reading it as well as learning from it. The insights I want to share come from the undeniable privilege I've enjoyed sitting at a great variety of board tables for many hundreds of hours, and from being around directors and in board environments for many years, learning from and observing some of the very best practitioners in the country. Of course, I've also observed their very distant cousins, and no one's favourites, the less than average directors. Directorship in Australia is a vastly populated club. There are literally thousands of individuals actively overseeing the operations, governance and strategies of every sort of company, commercial and government enterprise. There are just as many variations of people in that group as you could ever imagine, with all different personalities, coming from different backgrounds with varying degrees of commitment. Unfortunately, as the statistics tell us, there are also far too few women on the vast majority of boards. It is a significant and urgently overdue commercial imperative for our governments, companies, networks, and the directorship community to address collectively. It's no secret that drawing on the talent required for our boardrooms from just one half of the population is ludicrous. Think of the qualities and experience going to waste in the 50% not being considered for such roles. And that's before you get to the research which confirms the financial returns accruing to companies that have higher female representation on their boards. Women and all forms of diversity around a boardroom table is simply good for business, period. In terms of director types, there are those who are professional directors. They hold multiple appointments in their portfolio and it's their full-time job. They generally commence their journey either at the end of a hugely successful commercial or professional career, or they start to transition while still holding down a super busy executive or professional role. These directors may sit across very high-profile boards, a smattering of the ASX 300, but also sometimes there will be one or more not-for-profits or government boards thrown into the mix. Their boards may preside over entities worth many billions of dollars, and therefore some of the country's largest employers, taxpayers, and community contributors.